Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So sorry I haven't uploaded in quite a while. You know how it goes. But I'm so excited to be back, and I'm so excited to finally do something that I've been meaning to try for a really long time now. And that is turning coloring book art into creepy, spooky horror art. I'm definitely not the first person to do this. But as a horror artist, I just wanted to see what I could do with it. I actually bought this coloring book about 9 months ago, I think, which is a ridiculously long time, so yeah, that kind of shows you how long I've had this on my mind, so I'm really excited to finally do it. Here's what it looks like. On the back it says, "It's so cute, it's creepy. Silly skeletons, bashful bats, mini monsters, and all sorts of creepy creatures are just waiting to be brought to life in this sweet and spooky coloring book." Printed on one side only, these original illustrations in the Japanese kawaii style will provide hours of entertainment and endearingly eerie fun. So that's great. That's what the back says. Shout out to whoever made this, I guess. Shout out to Mary. Sorry for what I'm about to do to this art. But anyway, I flipped through it and it definitely had quote-unquote cute art. So yeah, I just looked through the book and I settled on this drawing. I wasn't sure if I should sketch first, but I ultimately ended up just using pen directly. I started out with the eyes. I realized that's something I always do. I always gravitate towards just really baggy, sunken in eyes. And I thought that I would change the shapes, the existing shapes, and turn them into more prominent, more exaggerated facial features. So like the smile, I turned into a nose. And then I turned the blush marks, I guess you could call them. I extended those and just created a really wide smile. Because I feel like that's a common piece of imagery in horror art, I've noticed, is like that really unsettling, really wide smile with a bunch of teeth, which is what I do here. I draw a bunch of teeth, as many as I can pack in. And then for the teddy bear, I thought I would make it a little more cursed looking. I turned the ears into eyes, which we'll see more of later. But first I created kind of like an open wound on the teddy bear's head, and I definitely added some guts poking out. I'm not sure if this is against the TOS of YouTube. I guess I'll find out. I'll censor this and re-upload if I have to, but you know. I mean, I provided a warning, right? It's just art, it's just cartoony gore. But anyway, back to the eyes. Like I said, I turned the ears into eyes. I figured that that would also be unsettling. I added a lot of wrinkles around the eyes to make it look like the eyes are jutting out as well. I find myself gravitating towards that kind of imagery a lot when it comes to horror art. I mean, if you don't know by now, I tend to do more like body horror, more gore, so that's probably why. I always look for an opportunity to create more folds and wrinkles in the body and to just overall deform the form, I guess, of whatever it is that I'm drawing. And again, more teeth. I don't know, I love drawing teeth. I thought that huge teeth would also make this teddy bear creepy. For the ears, I wasn't sure what to do. I kept it kind of simple. I think from this point on, I really just add more lines and different line weights throughout the art, if that makes sense. adding more detailed lines everywhere, adding more texture to this piece. Looking back, I probably could have done more with the ears, but I think because of the background kind of threw me off. But it doesn't really matter because I ended up not really using the background, which you'll see later. But anyway, I decided to add a forehead wound, which I tend to do a lot with my art, I think, now that I think about it. Again, I don't know what this fascination is that I have with just open wounds. Interestingly enough, the bear was already kind of messed up. I just exaggerated I don't know if you would call it a wound, but just the way that the teddy bear's body is kind of ripped apart. I kind of just exaggerated that and added another wound to its torso, I think it is. But yeah, for the rest of this, like I said, it's a lot of just extra detail lines throughout. I think I eventually give the bear claws as well. Yep, there we go. And yeah, I don't add too much more to this. I kind of reshape the nose a little, but like I said, throughout I just add more details. Some veins for the eyeballs. Also, I'm not sponsored, but I just really adore this pen that I'm using in this video, and I'm pretty sure I've used this pen in previous videos as well. But yeah, I used to use micron pens. I have nothing against them. I still use them from time to time, but for the most part I definitely use brush pens nowadays. I particularly love these pens by Zebra. Again, I'm not sponsored, I just really enjoy using them, but I love the variety of line weights that you can get depending on how hard you press, and the nibs themselves are pretty tough. They're pretty resilient. I've had experiences with other brush pens where I guess I pressed too hard and ruined the brush tip, which I guess is on me, but can't help it. Yeah, I love these pens. For the skirt part of the dress, I do a technique that I typically do for when I draw hair, which, by the way, if you ever want a tutorial video on how I draw hair, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I just added some shading and such. And then I get into color. I decided to use alcohol markers for this, even though I'm still kind of wary of them. I'm not like 100% confident with using them, but I am getting more comfortable with them, I suppose. I was also worried about how this paper would handle the alcohol marker, because this paper was quite thin. I knew for a fact that it would bleed through, so I didn't leave the page in the coloring book, as you can probably tell. Tried not to layer too much, because even with just one pass of marker, I could tell that the paper was warping throughout. So that was a little nerve-wracking. Like I said, I'm not 100% certain of my technique here with coloring. If you've been following me on social media, you know that I don't typically use color in my art, but it's definitely something that I want to explore more of, and I just want to challenge myself to work more with color. And I think it's going pretty well. I do need to do some more practice, but that's part of the journey, right? So something else about this that I thought was funny, my first choices for the colors in this video ended up making the art look like existing characters. So for the teddy bear, for example, the first color that I chose kind of made it look like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and I didn't really like that, so I ended up doing a pass of, I think, a light pink over the blue to kind of change the color a bit. But it's so funny that even though I tried making like an effort to not create an existing character from this, at the end of this video I did end up just having it look like Inuyasha. But I was just like, whatever, I'll just go with it, I guess. So I do end up coloring the clothes red and leaving the hair white, as you'll see. And yeah, like I said, it ultimately just looks like a cursed Inuyasha, but I promise that that wasn't my intention for this. But you know, these things happen. I thought that was really funny. I also thought that the back looked pretty cool. Like I said, I knew going into this that alcohol markers would make it bleed, but yeah, I wanted to show y'all what it looked like. And originally I didn't really cut this page out neatly at all out of the coloring book, but I also didn't really want to color in the background, so ultimately I thought I would cut out the main art and paste it onto a different background. I also had some construction paper lying around, so I ended up going with that. I ended up going with black construction paper. So I cut out the art, and then I add in some more details. I re-outline any white spots along the edges, and I paste it onto black construction paper. And that's about it for this video. I had a lot of fun finally trying this challenge out, but please let me know in the comments what you think of this. If you think I should make the rest of the pages creepy as well, or if you have any other ideas for things that I can make horrifying, I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much. Patreon and whatnot are in the description below, and if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Not gonna force you, but it would help me a lot. Maraming salamat. I appreciate you, and please take care.